Loser, loser, loser. Another week. No W.
I was watching 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
I was watching one of those TikToks. I watch YouTube clips, so it's not really TikToks.
Yeah, I know.
And it's
deleted TikToks.
And it's this it's a Barstool clip. Every Sunday they watch NFL football, and they all have a live stream of them watching it
because they all have bets
on ongoing bets.
Yep.
And I don't know who this character is. He's the fattest guy, but he's a huge
the Tank.
He's a huge Dolphins fan.
Frank the Tank.
And I watched him get out of his chair.
Yeah.
He has to throw his entire body because he's just so overweight, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever think you're going to get like that?
Yeah. Hopefully.
You think?
We can hope.
One day, because I'm looking, I mean, there's many Cherry Coke 20 ounces empty in there. Why do you have to drink Cherry Coke? Why do you like that so much? Why can't you just drink a regular Coca-Cola?
When I order food, I get
a Cherry Coke every time?
Yeah. Get soda with it.
You just have so much garbage of Cherry Coke and Funyuns in there. As I was setting it up, I was like, this guy, do you throw out garbage? What do you do? Do you just saving it?
The garbage is full.
Right. Yeah, well, I guess there's no solution to that.
But now you're here, so you can take it out.
Right. That's true.
Good.
It's very good.
Yeah, no, I actually have a story about both things that you brought up in there.
Go ahead.
1, the Cherry Cokes. 2, Frank the Tank.
Okay, go for the Cherry Coke first. Which one is actually more interesting?
Neither.
Then cut both.
No. I am absolutely fucked today. Today has been one of the worst days of my life. I've been absolutely just shitting my fucking brains out. And every sign pointed to that I was going to be like this because you and I, you don't eat it as much anymore, but we have this love for a certain pizza place, Toppers.
Okay.
Specifically, one pizza.
Well, it's definitely, Toppers has just lost its quality.
Yes. And I go into it sometimes this one's going to hit. And sometimes they do. Don't get me wrong. When they have a good one, the buffalo chicken pizza is still really
Yeah,
fun.
you have to order honestly, you have to order 20 of them for 1 or 2 to be good.
And I got
They never give you the sauces anymore, but go on.
I got one yesterday with 2 20-ounce Cherry Cokes.
You got 2 20 ounces?
Every single time. I drink.
It reminds me of the Key and Peele thing. Susan, Jake.
You say that
yeah, we're gonna take a couple.
You
of
say
those.
that that's crazy. The big gulp is 2 20 ounces. You get a big gulp. Everybody drinks one of those. Except for you.
I don't get a big gulp of anything.
I get that.
Yeah.
You drink water now. You're only water now.
Yeah.
Your dad though, he'll slam a big gulp.
All right, keep going.
All the time. I bet you.
Sure. It's a lot of sugar.
And I open up the box, and I should have known immediately that it was going to be a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
It had a little bit of, because even I don't like ranch, but you can kind of tell when the buffalo chicken's going to be good based on the ranch on it. When it's properly spread out and all that. There was one with just a huge fucking glob of it on just one slice. The rest of it was kind of looked like somebody was doing one of those spray paint arts.
Yeah.
Just kind of chucking ranch at it. And then there was no cheese. They do that sometimes on the buffalo chicken. They don't put enough cheese on it. So you just kind of see the sauce layer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this looks terrible.
Right.
Go and bite it. The chicken's it seemed like they cooked it 6 times.
I can't even eat Toppers without dipping sauces at this point.
I get dipping sauce every time.
I know, but if I don't get the dipping sauce, I throw the pizza out. That's how bad it is at this point. It's because it's just so dry nowadays. Because they all the sauces have been so bad on top, the toppings, that it's not even justifiable.
You know what I figured out is if you go and pick up, it's a lot better. If you do pick up,
why?
I don't know.
Because they're like, I guess he's here. I guess we should.
I'm going to have to face him face to face.
Right.
And I don't know.
And what's funny is the pickup is right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy for you to pick it up.
Yeah.
And you never do?
I do sometimes.
All right, nice.
But yesterday I was decommissioned.
You going to the gym today?
No.
Why would you?
Well, T-Boss isn't.
He might if you said, let's go to the gym.
No,
Why?
he's running late. Haircut.
Okay, you can't go after?
So he's working out late.
Okay. What's wrong with
Yeah,
that?
I don't want to go to the gym.
I know. Just say
I don't
that.
want to.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no need.
I've told you already.
Yeah,
I don't
great.
want to.
Let's move on.
Thank you.
Okay.
But I eat the pizza,
Yeah.
and I should have opened up the box and just said, I'm tossing this out. So all day today, I've just been fucking absolutely ripping them, dude.
Right.
I've painted 3 different bowls.
What does this have to do with Frank the Tank?
It's the Cherry Ounce Cokes.
Okay.
I said 2 things.
Yeah,
I had
okay.
2 stories.
Yep, keep going.
They're 2 separate stories.
Yeah.
And that just fucked me up. I'm literally fucking throwing fucking meat pies at the fucking back of the walls of every single toilet I've touched today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just terrible. And my stomach still right now is absolutely fucked.
Those Barstool guys.
Yeah.
One day, I think right now, one of the old internet companies that I used to watch, Rooster Teeth.
Yep.
Every 6-7 months, a new scandal they have, a new disgruntled employee is mad, or layoffs or something, and it's just like they just keep getting fucked, right? But there was an era where everything they did was kind of like they had like the Midas touch. Everything they did was gold. It was great.
Yeah.
They had great writers. Everybody wanted to work there, and it was pretty fantastic.
Did they do the Halo thing? The
Yeah.
red versus blue?
Yeah, that's them.
That was them?
Red versus blue. They did maybe if you sell immersion, where they would replicate game scenarios and recreate it in real life, how it would be. Like they, you know how in Grand Theft Auto, all the cars you drive are in third person?
Yeah.
Well, they're like, why don't we recreate that? So you drove the car in the car, but your view was from the third person view from up here and shit like that. They would do like that. It was a good concept. Anyways, off track. Barstool, I feel like, is in their moving and grooving phase.
Yeah, everything that they touch is gold.
Literally. Like, it seems like everything they have. Dave Portnoy at the top with the pizza reviews are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Part of my take is the biggest sports podcast, without question.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday Conversations with, what's his face? Caleb
Presley.
is great with Glenny Balls.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget Glenny Balls.
Even the KFC like radio thing, everything's cooking. You have the fucking caller daddy, busting with the boys. That's another podcast that they
Is
do.
that Roan and the other guy?
Yeah, from the
Lil
NFL.
Sass?
No,
Oh,
busting with the boys are like the 2 NFL. Like one is a lineman, one is a
Travis Kelce?
no. That's you're thinking of the one with his brother.
Oh,
Anyways, so they're moving and grooving, right?
yep.
And one day, the band hammer. Once people start moving away, because they do like Dave Portnoy.
I mean, it's happened a couple times where they tried to, but Dave Portnoy can't be. He's like,
well,
he can't be canceled.
it's not that he can't be canceled, right? Right now, he's just so popular that people love it. One day, it's not going to be tomorrow. It might not even be for a decade, but it's going to start.
You think they'll catch up? No, because I don't think that.
Well, this is funny. I'll tell you a story why.
I don't agree because of one simple thing. I think that people that fight back on getting canceled and like go at it this way, they don't get canceled. The people that get canceled and brought down are the people that like seem like untouchables.
It's not
like Rooster Teeth. Like it wasn't like they were scandalous. Dave Portnoy from the rip, he's a scandalous person.
Yeah.
He's getting sex tapes dropped on him. Like that is like even though nobody knows who the fuck they are, and I don't know why they became such a big thing, but like the Try Guys, right? They're getting canceled, and that guy's like getting fucked with because he gave off this persona like he was a good person, and then like the rug got pulled out.
I don't think I mean it in the sense of they're going to get canceled. Like something that they do is going to be scandalous enough to get the audience to stay. They can do whatever, right? They could kill the president.
Yeah.
And people would be like, dude, that's so fucking sick.
that was a dope podcast.
Yeah, so
that was a sick podcast.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's my prez.
They could molest like chill, like they don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But one day, like eventually, people, they just stop watching. The quality goes away, right? And I'm interested to see all of the disgruntled employees after the fact because watching Glenny Balls get hired, for example.
Yeah.
You've seen that?
Yeah, I heard him because he's quick.
So Caleb walks in to they consistently do this, which I also think is kind of like it's kind of crazy that they posts interviewing interns
Yeah.
out online, it seems like it just feels like a weird workplace environment. Like it seems very unprofessional, but it works for them for now, right? I just one day I can't wait till you start hearing these employees being like, "Well, it was shitty because of."
It actually makes the most sense though, even because like you're looking for like entertainers and like these personalities, and because of like the cameras being on, it kind of like brings it out of people, and it kind of gets like the front, like you get your foot forward type thing.
I not even gonna argue against it because it works and it's great. Just saying, I'm interested to see like the after, like a decade down.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's not gonna end anytime soon. Everything's fucking grooving, right? But I'm talking like Glenny Balls is a great example of it working well, right? Yeah. Where Caleb walks in and he's like, "Well, he's already hired," and Dave is like, "What are you talking about? He's already hired." He's like, "What can he was like, he's fast," and he said, "Who?" He said, "Him." He's Glenny. Like, "That is not." He doesn't say Glenny at all.
Oh yeah, he's like, "What do we call you?"
No, so he just fucking. He's not fast. He is not fast.
No, he is.
And then he's like, he's an umpire, and he's like, "Give me your call, strikeout." And he goes, "Strike 3." He just like he goes like that. And Dave was like, "You got to be joking. Like that can't be your call." And he's like, "I don't know. That's what I did for the T-ball people." Right. So then Dave goes and he's like, "There is no chance he's gonna be productive at this company. Like he's not gonna add any value." And they're like, "Do you have a nickname?" And he's like, "No, not really." He's like, "You don't have," and he's like, "Well, my friends call me Glenny Balls." And then Dave laughs and he goes, "Well, okay, I guess he gave us that." Like he gave us something.
I do like when he was like pushing back on Caleb, like, "No, you're not hiring this guy." And Caleb goes, "Well, he's already hired."
Yeah, he says to Glenny Balls, he goes, "Don't be nervous, you're already hired. You can't get fired."
Yeah,
which is very funny. So that is a great example.
Caleb Presley's one of my favorites.
It's a great example of it working.
Yeah.
Think about how many times that Dave Portnoy in an interview is just like horrible, and you don't see those because they don't fucking film everything, right? I mean, I can't imagine it is like a friendly environment to work in. Like he probably is like an imposing presence, and like I just think of this guy who is just ready to fire, or like if you aren't about this company, ready to get you out. I understand.
I mean,
I understand why it's successful.
I don't think that it'll ever bite him in the ass because it's like shown. You know that he like tried to fire, like he while doing one of those watching parties things, like where they bet. He like came out. He was sleeping. He drove there and just started reaming a guy out. And he said, "I should fucking fire you. I should fire you right fucking now, you piece of shit. You fucking went back on me. I can't believe you would fucking ever do that to me. I'm going to fire you." Do you know what it was over?
Probably giving the guy a bet or something.
He had a guy who was hot. Yeah. He had a guy who was hot. And because he didn't tell Dave and he didn't like let him,
that's another
him
example.
And Big Cat in on it.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm ready to fucking fire you. Like, I'm not joking. I'm ready to."
Yeah. You have a guy. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're all gambling addicts.
They're gambling addicts. So I don't think that a guy like that can get canceled. It's just like when you say "fuck you" or like, "Hey, this is what I do." Like, I don't think that he really hides much.
I'm not saying he's going to get canceled. I'm
know,
just saying,
I get what you're insinuating.
I'm interested to see, like.
What you're insinuating is that as hype dies down, you think that causes people.
Yeah, as people's interests change, you know.
It gets. But I don't think that is the cause. I think that the cause mainly is like when they seem untouchable and they're just like, they seem like goody two shoes.
Doesn't that guy seem untouchable?
But he doesn't seem like a goody two shoes.
You're right. You see, a very clean cut.
Yes.
No dirt on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, always they
You get like the Smash community who's like making these wholesome videos and then they start just diddling kids.
Well, what is funny about Dave Portnoy is they really have tried.
Yeah.
They've thrown a rape case at him, and he posted pictures of Tom Brady's kids' penises online, and they're like, "Are you gonna delete it?" He goes, "No, I stand by it." So he's not going anywhere.
He's a fucking legend.
He's not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm just saying, it's like one day you're gonna start. And the thing is, I gotta mention this. The Rooster Teeth employees that are coming out and are just like saying all these horrible things for them. I'm not like, yeah, like fucking throw that dirt on the. It's just like
you just I get what you're saying.
I'm just
I'm not saying that you're. I think that your reasoning for thinking that it happens to like companies, I think it's off with Barstool. Like, I don't think that it can happen to Barstool because of like what they are. Like, they're degens. Like, they're degenerate people, and I think that's like at face value. Like,
well, it's also a lot of normal, regular people who watch them.
No, I mean the people in Barstool
who work there.
Yeah, they are degenerates.
Right.
Like they're all gambling addicts.
Right.
Like, it's great.
Sure.
Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
He has this series going.
I don't know I don't know what he is. He just is the fat guy who's
he's just the fat.
He just waddles because he likes
kind of
waffles.
Like he kind of seems like a little bit off, and like he just has like funny answers to things.
Yeah.
And he gets so passionate. Like, he loves the Mets, he loves the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And like it pisses him off. And like he just gets so angry and passionate over stuff. Mm-hmm. He's very bad at video games.
Okay. How old is he?
He's like 30 something, maybe 40s.
He looks like he's in his 40s.
Yeah, I don't know how old he is.
And he plays video games?
They are trying to get him to win an online Madden game.
Okay.
So they're having people come in and coach him.
Right.
And he's just getting so, like, they'll be like, throw the ball, Frank. Throw the ball. And he goes, I can't do this under this pressure. You guys got to stop. You guys. And he'll like,
right.
he gets a coach each like session, and like each time, like without a doubt,
so they have a special needs guy who just was like their mascot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And he keeps on kicking out these coaches. And this one guy, I don't even know the people that he's like naming off, but he's just naming off like, I guess, terrible Mets players.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, you really robbed Dirtstat or whatever.
Oh, he's just making really deep cut references.
And like Frank goes like, and like the first time he goes, why do you keep on? And he was like, you got to have that championship mentality. Like Isaiah Robinson, another shitty Met. Yeah. He goes, why do you keep on naming off these bad Mets players? And then he does it again and he goes, ooh, really whatever. Alex Rodriguez, that one. That's an actual good
right. I know that's a good baseball player, but I get the point.
And Frank goes, get him out. Get him out. It's the first quarter. It's the first quarter of the Madden game. He pauses it. He goes, get him out. Get him out.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And
you know how the Mets fucked themselves this year?
No, I don't care.
Okay, keep on.
And like different coaches, it's just like they'll tell him, he'll every now and then go, I got good defense. It's just my offense needs work. And like there'll be a wide open, like the coaches will even say, because in Madden, there's like certain routes that you run where like that a guy's going to be open.
Sure.
You go, oh, you got to wait till that cross route and you push X. Mm-hmm. So they're telling him this, like, hey, wait a second and then just hold X because you got to throw it as a bullet.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't get it. Like, you can see him, like, they tell him to hold it, and he'll start just tapping it. And because he's tapping it, you just see his quarterback
winding up instead of...
And he's trying to win with the Dolphins, by the way, so he's just got Tua pump faking over and over. And then he screams, and he goes, I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's really good. Frank the Tank, he's high tier.
So you really like him?
I like Frank the Tank a lot. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean he gets so passionate. Like the Mets came in and like lost one day, and he just like he was like biting his shirt. He was so angry.
Speaking of those Barstool guys, did you watch that Sunday conversation with the girl who goes on the dates with all the London people?
Kind of.
I
don't think that I fully saw it.
Yeah, you get annoyed of her. You don't like her.
She was a girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it kept on sounding like chip, 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 chip. So I like couldn't understand it.
So the old podcast memes, as we've been doing this to ourselves for the past, it feels like 4 years, 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. The memes of let's start a podcast have like developed. At first it was like, oh, we're a bunch of funny guys. Let's just do a podcast. That was like the meme. Let's just like talk through our issues as friends and like make content, right? That's another meme of it. Nowadays it's two white guys that hate women. Let's start a podcast. That's the current one.
Is that the new meme?
That is the new meme, yeah.
Dude, we were ahead of the game, bro.
We've been ahead of the game.
Yeah.
I know. Well,
we've been ahead of the game.
Yeah, well.
One of us more than others.
Yeah, not going to name names.
Not going to name names. One of us, led that race.
Mm-hmm. There's many things that I think about. You come into my head a lot, right? Mm-hmm. I think I brought it up the other day because when you were hammered in bed watching us play League of Legends, sometimes I just won't hear anything you say, and then I just hear like the trigger word, which is basically my name, right?
Yeah.
David,
Right?
David.
Throw the hook, David.
David.
David, tell me to eat you. David,
And I think about all the times where we'll be at parties, right? And you just hear you loud, and then David is always very cutting.
And I I'll scream. I scream across bars.
And Alec, it makes Alec laugh our friend Alec laughs so hard because it's always the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we were to go through, you saw Loki, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that show Loki, when he is getting arrested by the time cops, they go through a list of every single word he's ever uttered.
Yeah.
And they print it out. I would love to go through yours and see like what ranks the highest.
And do like one of those like control whatever it is.
Yeah, control
Q,
find.
Yeah, control F, and then just type in
Yeah,
David.
Or what you said earlier. Like,
Dave.
No, you said this is my worst fucking day of my life. How often does that come up in your, probably a lot. Or this is the greatest thing ever. This is the best thing. I'd love to read through how often this is the best or this is the worst. This is the best wings I've ever had. I'd love to see how often you contradict yourself. I mean, it's so how often you're wrong in an argument, and as you're wrong, all of a sudden you go, "Oh, I guess I was right."
I'm always right.
I know you are.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Is that what we're saying? Is how right I am all the time?
I mean, if we had somebody to watch this consistently, we could go back and podcast and see arguments where I would love a tally, of who won, who didn't. That'd be fantastic, right?
I can do the tally.
I know, right? But I don't trust.
How many episodes do we have?
How much? If you had a guess, how many episodes do you think we have?
178.
I think it's like 160 something.
Okay.
Close.
And then say there's about 3 arguments a podcast. I win all of those.
So what? We did 160 hours of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. I think it. Not even including all the times that.
That's like.
Think about all the times.
That's like a full season of One Piece we have just in episodes.
Think about all of the time that we've spent talking to each other that isn't on this mic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think you've talked to somebody more often than me?
No.
Probably not, right?
I don't think that many people come close to me for you as well. And I think that you talk to a lot more people.
Oh,
in depth.
I talk to myself the most when nobody's around.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, today's our day.
Man, I had a pretty crazy weekend.
You want to switch topics already?
That seemed
okay.
Yeah, seemed like it was going to be like a normal weekend. Friday, just kind of gamed. Saturday,
yeah.
You had a whole Yu-Gi-Oh day.
Yeah, to the point where my wrist is out of commission.
Yeah, just from playing card games. And we kind of hear that it's dying down, so we hit you up. You want to get some wings?
No, actually, it's not. You didn't hear that it was dying down. You guys forced my hand.
Yeah.
You
wanted the hand.
You guys just kept calling.
You wanted that hand.
Anyways.
To be fair, we texted before we called.
Sure.
About 30 minutes.
Keep going.
Then we call you a bunch. Go and get wings. And it just turns into a Saturday fun day. We get the Manfred out.
The wings, those were probably the best I've ever had at that place.
I think it was because it was so busy.
They're just on point.
They were so good.
Yeah, they were. They
were crispy, except for the one where it was like, I got a fucking drum and it was just cut in half. Like you could see the bone marrow and shit. That kind of grossed me out a little bit.
Anyways, go ahead. Food will never gross me out.
I know it won't.
I'll eat food with mold on it. I don't give a fuck.
I know.
Go ahead.
And then we do our typical thing that we do. Just go over by your house.
Right.
We indulge.
Partake. Sure.
We partake.
Yeah.
And
one of our friends starts ripping plenty of heaters. He smoked a whole pack by himself.
I know. He just is like, do you guys got to go outside? Anybody want to go outside real quick?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it is so many heaters.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. It's like, I understood smoking in like the 70s, 80s, even 90s.
Yeah.
Because you could just rip heaters in the house, outside the house, fucking in the bars, in airplanes. You could rip heaters in airplanes. It was no problem.
Yeah.
But now you literally have to go outside every time that you want to smoke almost. There's very rare occasions that you can actually smoke cigarettes.
Can I tell you an example? Can I tell you a story of Stephen King getting off smoking cigarettes?
Okay.
I don't know if you'll like the story that much, but I kind of like it. I'm not a cigarette smoker, but obviously our friend just bought a pack of cigarettes and smoked the entire thing in a matter of
Bought a lighter with it, lost the lighter immediately.
threw the lighter out right away.
Yeah.
And then had to dig it out and couldn't find it.
Yep.
So, they're obviously hyper addicting. Your parents smoked growing up, mine did. A lot of our friends smoke. So, Stephen King obviously is a addict, right?
Yep.
Just into cocaine. I'm building the story up like it's not that crazy. He got to the point where, for smoking cigarettes, he was trying to cut it off. He would just restrict himself for like 3 cigarettes a day, right? And he would just maintain them. And he would just like pick points of the day when to smoke it, and he would just have them always right by his side. Like if he was playing poker, he'd just have one on the table, and people are like, "Oh, you want to go smoke?" And he's like, "Not yet." Like he would just wait for his moment to like. Yeah. And I'm like, that's kind of that I mean, he's a writer. He makes it romantic, you know. It almost makes me want to smoke so I can quit, you know, just so I could do that.
Yeah, and it's easy to quit too.
I know.
Like people don't bring up how easy quitting smoking is. Like anybody can do it.
But how cool is that? You just like the all day.
The hard part is picking it up.
I know. That's the hardest part.
Yeah. The hard part is just ripping them. And once you get there, you can quit at any time. It's pretty nice.
What is something that interests me about video games that isn't esport related? That is something I'm not into. I don't do it myself, but all of a sudden I start watching and I'm in a wormhole.
Melee.
Not esport related.
You're in a wormhole.
And I would say it's very competitive, but it's not an esport.
Pokemon battling?
No, that's an esport, I'd say. It's a genre of playing a video game type of thing. Splits.
Oh, speedrunning.
I mean, I needed to accomplish a goal at work. I'm like, I need an hour to accomplish this goal.
Yeah.
And then a speedrunning video popped on in. And I was like, yeah, I'll watch the first 5 minutes. 45 minutes in my car later.
What were they fucking speedrunning? Life?
Ratchet and Clank. And it's just about one planet. It never ceases to amaze me the amount of like human ingenuity it takes to just like do the dumbest things on the planet. Mm-hmm. I love. Here's an example of two of a similar problem. Their goal is to get to the end of the game as fast as possible.
Yep.
I might have shown you this one, but it's Wind Waker for GameCube. There's a point in the game where you can see the end of the game. It's the final castle. If you get in there, you can fight Ganon, and you beat the game. But there's a complete invisible barrier, right, surrounding the entire thing, and if they just can't get there, it's literally the only thing blocking it. In the way you play the regular game is once you get there naturally, the barrier, like, it's struck with your sword, and then you can go in and fight Ganon. They spent a decade trying to figure out how to get through that barrier the first time you come across it, and they eventually solve it, like making like a time save by like 30 minutes. It's like crazy, right? And like the amount of work that it takes to find just that thing is incredible. Mm-hmm. In Ratchet and Clank, here's another one. You go to this planet. The game's very linear. You go planet to planet to planet. Sometimes you get a backtrack, right, to go forward. Mm-hmm. You go to the planet early in the game, and if you accomplish this goal this early, it saves another like 30 minutes. So this one is still not solved. It's to the point where, because so many other things in the run are optimized, this one issue, it's not even like faster anymore, but people are still working tirelessly just to figure out how to beat the game that way.
Yeah.
And I watched that for 45 minutes today.
I mean, the same thing was with like San Andreas too. San Andreas was like a very cut and dry speed run that like everybody knew like how to do it. and then finally they like realized, oh, there's a point where you do a mission, and then if you just like overload like the commands in the game by throwing like 3 grenades into your garage after like saving, unsaving, whatever the fuck, closing the garage, doing like so many inputs in such a short period of time, it then skips you as soon as you get into the car to the last mission of the game.
Yeah.
And that was like a huge time save as well.
I almost like when time saves like that happen, I don't know if because there's almost like a beauty to some of the speedruns, the way the movement is. Like if you've ever watched a 100% Mario 64 speedrun.
I mean, that's like the best.
That one is like just because like the movement's so precise, but like an any percent run gets it gets a little tricky for me because it always starts off as like just cutting corners, like literally like optimizing movement, and then it becomes exploits, and then it becomes like you're almost not even watching the game anymore because it's just like, oh, how do we just jump to the last cut?
Like, how do I do this LBJ real quick? Is it LBJ? No. Or no, wait.
What are you saying?
The fucking back jump on.
Oh, the what with Mario?
Mm-hmm.
I still kind of like those.
Yeah.
That one still kind of works because you at least understand the mechanic. I mean, if you've ever a Portal speedrun, that one is like, because they start throwing portals outside of the map. Like, you're not even watching the game anymore. It's like they're looking at the mainframe at that point.
Or even just like when it's like mission based quests, it is like weird because it like is such like skippy. Like you just skip like a large majority of the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mario. It's like Mario 64 is the best speedrunning game in the world of all time. I don't think that there is a close second.
The original Super Mario Brothers is pretty good because it takes like 4 minutes.
64's like
right. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason it's the most popular. It's because it's the best, and it just like you said, there is like this beauty to like, oh, you do like a sideways jump right there, and you just save like a millisecond. That like adds up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you just do the right jump at the right point rather than like, oh, I have to glitch this out.
Where it's like super exploitative and it
yeah.
Yeah, it's not even as fun to watch.
Where it's more like choreography rather than like exploitive, like you said.
Yeah, those you ever watch Summoning Salt? Mm-mm. He's the speedrunning guy. He gets memed like he is I don't even think he might have been a speedrunner at first, but now he's just known as the guy who dives into a speedrunning community and figures out the lore and then makes the videos on it. I guarantee you've seen a Summoning Salt video because they're very popular. When he makes a video, it's kind of like a big deal on YouTube. Everybody starts talking about it. Mm-hmm. He has the greatest like the videos about it. He will prop up these people, right? He'll be building these characters within the speedrunning story, like, and nobody ever thought that they would get a sub 27 until none other than, and then it's just like you expect to know the name, and he goes like Mario 4 2069, right? And you're like, dude, what? Like, am I supposed to know this guy? And everybody's in the comments like, dude, I can't believe that Mario 4 2069 pulled it up. Like, they all know him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why does everybody remember these names?
Yeah. I mean, my buddies, I talked about this a while ago. Hey, we have 2 microphones popping up, by the way.
Yeah.
We're getting 2 lines coming from the audio or whatever.
Do we?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So I don't know if that's
let me take a look.
or incorrect.
It's probably not, but go ahead.
But there was a moment where all my buddies would watch the speedrunning videos in Discord, and they just like watch streamers, and they just be like, there was like one really good Fuzzy Wuzzy, or no, not.
I mean, that's pretty much what their names are. Fuzzy Wuzzy 69.
I forget what this guy's name was, but he just had long hair.
Yeah.
Like, he never smiled ever, and they would just get so pissed off at him the whole time. They go, this fucker, he fucked it again. Like, he'd have like a good run, and then he'd fuck it like in the last like couple seconds, and they would just be like, he's such a fucking piece of shit.
They would watch the stream?
Yeah, and they get so mad at him each time that he'd fuck up.
I couldn't. Can you explain to me? how
Speedrunning communities are also just like the weirdest group of people in this world, by the way.
but you know what it fosters?
Hmm.
The greatest convention moments of all time when they do it's so funny because the speedrunning communities are historically a bunch of nerds and dorks.
Yeah.
I mean, to optimize a game to that point,
Mhm.
it takes freaks, right? You can't
Yeah.
you can't be a normal person who like fucks
Yeah.
to
You gotta
optimize.
be like a weird,
Yeah,
sweaty.
because if you're fucking, you don't give a fuck about barrier skip.
You do
And-
it bad.
I care, right?
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna figure it out, dude. I gotta fuck.
As you're slamming pussy, you're just
Yeah,
like,
dude. How do I get barrier
if only I
skip?
could use this dick to fucking pound that barrier, I'd get it down because I get so much fucking pussy.
How do I optimize this fucking run so I can get 2 seconds off the run?
Yeah.
No, you don't. So you have a bunch of people who don't fuck, right? And they're like, okay, we're a bunch of fucking losers, and people need to take us seriously.
Yeah.
What our power is no pussy. What can we do to help the community? And they started doing the charities, right? Games
Yep.
done quick. And they start live conventions of all these like virgins who get together and they all just speedrun games. And it became like huge. They donate like millions of dollars to like Children's Hospital every year to like, and it's like a good cause,
Yep.
but it's a bunch of freaks, right?
Bunch
So
of
because of
bros.
it, you have people explaining, people who don't show their face on camera because they all of them no cam,
Yeah.
and they just are optimizing, and they're all in front of like 30 other nerds who don't go out.
Yeah.
And you just see these like people trying to make jokes, failing, uncomfortable. Like
It's always odd.
it always smells like shit.
And then you got like people just like randomly cheering at just like this,
Paul!
like this random back jump or whatever.
Yeah, he did it.
Oh my god! And they all like clap.
Right. It's
then
the greatest
I've even
fucking
seen
thing.
sometimes like the speedrunners go like shut up,
Hey,
stop. And, like they don't even want the applause because
It's
they're
so good.
so fucking weird.
we would probably get banned from that place.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you know that you reminded me of like weird freak communities?
Yeah.
The Smash Melee community, Smash Brothers in general.
Yeah.
They have
You saw that Zero's innocent, right?
I did not. Hold that thought. The Smash community has a no shower policy. It is well known that if you go to a fighting game convention with a bunch of fighting games going on, just stay away from the Smash Brothers side because it's just gonna reek.
Really?
Just smells like complete shit.
Why?
These Melee players just refuse to shower. Like
Really?
it's just like somehow, much like fucking what's the word for it? Grooming underage children. They don't shower. It's just like in their culture.
Yeah.
That's what they like to do. They like
It's their two favorite things.
little girls.
Yeah.
And boys.
They like grooming, but not themselves.
Correct.
Yeah.
They love grooming, but not in the way you think.
Yeah. Like not like how you groom a dog.
Right. You know how like you groom yourself?
Yeah.
They do that to children.
Yeah.
So
They do.
correct. Yeah, that's what they do. So they do that. And speaking of grooming, Zero, how is he not
He like has like
proof?
He went to court and like fucking went through like a bunch of civil suits with this fucking person who like accused him of.
Weren't there texts of like the girl going like, "Hey, it wasn't fucking cool that you were trying to get me to send nudes when I was like 15." And he's like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't know. I just wanted like my dick. Like what? Like didn't he send shit like that? Admitting to his
Hey, I don't
grooming?"
know anything.
I don't even know why.
I don't know anything.
Yeah,
of the
didn't
case.
he just say, "Yeah, I'm a fucking
No,
pedophile.
but he
I
made
don't give
he made a
fuck."
YouTube video pretty much saying like he has like court evidence that he was.
So this guy
Did
says
that.
I'm not a pervert, so I gotta believe him
Yeah.
with a bunch of. He was the king of
No,
all
Joe
the perverts.
Joe Biden said that he's not.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
At least he has the Joey B approval.
Yeah, Joey B's got him approved.
I'll give it a watch.
and
I
Elton-
will do.
And Elton John's the reason why, $6 million is going towards AIDS. It's all his fault.
I'm sorry.
You haven't seen that clip yet?
What's the reference?
Joe Biden's on stage with Elton John.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just the way that he like misspoke, but Joe Biden gets the phone and he goes, "This guy right here, he's the reason why we got to pay $6 million towards AIDS.
Because he's been fucking all these people. He
No,
gave all these people AIDS. So
I think that he just like, I think that it must have been, my only assumption is that Joe Biden was trying to say like, oh, he like created this like charity
Right.
that gave $6 million towards like AIDS.
But the way he made it, dude, we gotta fucking give.
It's this guy's fault right here that AIDS happened.
Right.
Yes, and that's the fucking clip.
How much money is trillion, billion, million?
Trillion, billion, million. And that guy, I feel like I've seen 40 clips of that guy just eating ice cream. Do you see Joe Biden eat ice cream a lot?
Oh, do you know what it is?
Huh.
You actually probably don't know this.
No.
This is
It's because he likes little kids.
This is a marketing tactic from the government. Every president, it wasn't really a thing with Trump.
Yeah.
Because Trump was a little bit different.
He didn't need the marketing tactics.
So it might have started during like the Reagan administration, but it's like an idea to show the peasants, us, that they're like a regular folk
A normal person.
Every single president has like their thing. Like, I gotta get home and get my fucking roasted nuts. Honestly, if I Googled it, I could probably tell you like what each president's food is. It's like a thing. Joey B's is probably ice cream.
Is that what it is?
100%.
Dude,
I'm not even making that up.
I see that man slamming ice cream like all the time. And it's not like, how often do you eat ice cream cones? I mean, you don't eat ice cream much in general. But like, when's the last time you had an ice cream cone? On Monday. Sunday.
I haven't had an ice cream cone in probably 14 years.
It's been like, when you have ice cream, it's just like by the spoonful. Like, that's like normal. This guy, I've seen him, it is just like, is he 2 years in administration?
Dude,
2 years of presidency? I've seen that guy eat ice cream like
he would have been
46
elected
times.
to 2020. Jesus Christ. It's going fast. It still feels like Trump was just elected. Like, that feel like it just like shot by. So
Yeah.
Donald Trump, they have fast food.
Fast food.
Obama's nachos, Bush's cheeseburger pizza, Clinton's cheeseburger, George H.W. Bush, pork rinds. You're a fucking freak. Yeah, Reagan. It started with jelly beans. Reagan was jelly beans.
Oh, he slammed jelly beans?
Yeah, I love jelly beans.
Do you like jelly beans?
No.
I love jelly beans.
God, no. But yeah,
What
no.
Jimmy Carter eat?
Oh, it had grits.
Wait, really?
Yeah, hold on. I didn't want to read it, but yeah. Hold on, let me go back.
That old fuck.
Yes, I don't.
Does it say anything for Joe Biden?
No, it didn't have up to him, but it's probably. I mean, it's ice cream.
It's got to be ice cream.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Dude, I still can't believe that he fell off that fucking bike. So long ago, but
Whatever happened to Hunter Biden's laptop? What was like the idea with that? Do you know?
I don't know. Wasn't he like, he was just
Grits. What the fuck are grits?
Um,
Though he was known for his background in farming peanuts, Carter stuck to the southern favorite, which also served to the family dog.
aren't grits like kind of like mashed potatoes?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what it looks like.
Damn, I'm fucking good, dude. And they say James doesn't know shit about shit sometimes.
I know.
But I fucking do know shit
You're
about shit
fucking
sometimes.
wicked smart.
I know. And my references are sick.
I know. They're out of this fucking world.
Yeah, your references are out of this fucking world, man. Back to Saturday night.
Yeah.
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 It sucks because I partook the
Oh,
perfect amount. We go outside, we partake, in the
weed?
garage. Yep.
Well,
And I partook the perfect amount
sure.
right there.
Yeah.
That was great.
Sure.
And then you go, I got stuff to drink at the house. I got PBR or whiskey on the rocks.
Yeah. Right. I could have made you an old fashioned.
Yeah, but I don't like old fashions. I don't like
Right.
orange. And you just, I just started slamming like.
So I didn't like it. I didn't like that you were throwing them back like they were beers.
Yeah.
And then another. And then you filled it up completely. You're like, oh, my Uber's here. And then you just drank like probably 4 shots worth of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Why did you did you go there hammered?
No, I wasn't even that hammered. So I was pretty fucking toasted.
Dude, I spent like $55 on that bottle, and then it's like, oh, I guess it's just done.
Wait, is it gone?
No, I still got some.
Okay. And so I'm like at the perfect, even if I just was drinking like that, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
smoked enough weed,
Sure.
and like we're having a good time doing Clue. I go and meet some of our buddies out, run into fucking people there, and I'm like, oh, they're smoking weed. It's not even the people I came with. It's just random people that we went to high school with. One of them dated our Kayla Gulland.
Okay.
That other guy.
Okay.
He was there, and I was like, oh, what's going on? And they were like, oh, we're just about to go outside and smoke. And I was like, oh, I'll go to that.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, come on in. And I just hotbox this car with them.
Cool.
And I get so fucking high.
Yeah.
And like Trillbill's like, dude, you were just like flailing your arms. Like,
Relax.
in a fucking chair.
Yeah.
He was like, and then you just started asking people like, what person hurt you most in life? And like, I guess I got really in depth talking to this one girl.
Yeah.
Like asking her questions like that. She like answered them like wholeheartedly.
Sure.
To the point where like she snuck off and went home.
Good.
Because she was
She
too sad.
just started crying.
She was too sad.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that makes me feel awful.
Yeah, you being left to your own accord to something.
Huh?
I mean, you just being left like you're like a wind up doll, right? You just push you in a direction and it's like a tornado. Somebody's getting affected, you know.
And then of course my shirt was off at one point.
Right.
Fucking, you want to see this picture of me?
I don't.
You'll like it.
I won't.
I mean, I don't know if you will like it.
Yeah, then save it for another time.
Do you think that I was good here?
Give that to me.
Yeah, I look good there.
Man. What? Did you rip the shirt?
No, I took it off and was like offering it to somebody, I guess. And yeah, I was like,
I'm very glad I decided to do what I do.
huh?
When you smoke, do you fall asleep easier?
Yeah, usually.
How funny is that? I'm just up wide awake.
Yeah,
I can't go to sleep.
really.
Isn't that funny? The one thing that can keep me up is marijuana.
To be fair, like, I mean, that night I ended up staying up like super late because
Yeah.
I just got to hang out with boys on PEDs.
Right.
And I don't got any, but I was
Sure.
just like, I'm fucking kicking it with you guys. So
Sure.
Got to stay up late. But yeah, no, I then just like am offering my shirt to people, I guess. And like, I'm all over the place over there, man. And we could have just played Clue and it would have been fine.
Yeah, I mean, nobody went with you. You just wanted to go yourself. You know?
Well, I did tell the person that I was going to meet him.
Yeah, you could also say, nah, none of the cards. If you didn't want to go, but you wanted to go, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And then our other two friends with Tapano, they lost all their money. And it's all good. Hey, how about the fucking comeback story for Clue? I went from, without question, the worst player.
Dude, you're welcome.
How about that?
I gave you a slam dunk.
You gave me every one.
Yeah.
Well, the only one you truthfully showed me was Mrs. White when you shouldn't have. You're like, I'll show you my whole hand, right? And you gave me Mrs. White, and I was like, all right, I'll just take that.
Yeah.
And then,
Do you like that when we play games? You and I just cheat.
yeah, you're like, well, we all know what the weapon is, right? And I was like, I'll tell you the killer. Yeah, I'll tell you whatever.
Yeah.
Once you said, we all know what the weapon is, right? Because you knew it was the revolver.
Yeah.
I don't know how you figured it out, but you figured it out, right? And I knew who the person was from Justin I just got enough information. So with those two, right? I just needed literally the place, right? And you guessed Colonel Mustard with the revolver in the library, right? And I was like, dude, I know it's Mr. Green. I know for a fact he's fucked.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, okay, I guess I just got to figure out what the place is. And then you literally go one off. And I go, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You just gave it to me.
You're welcome.
You just gave it to me.
Well, if I wasn't going to win, my fucking boys got to
Hell
win.
yeah.
That's why you're the fucking Robin to my Robin,
I don't even
man.
think the other people even had two yet.
No.
I think
Well, I don't even know if T-Voss knew what he was doing.
No, I don't think he ever does.
That guy's not a detective.
No.
Like he's a shoot first, ask questions later kind of guy.
Well, our Manfred pulled me.
Yeah, he just was trying to get
Guessed
out.
all 3 wrong.
But I'm going to be honest. If we would have given T-Voss a gun to like really start interrogating people,
Yeah.
he would have done a lot better at Clue. I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if he threatens violence, I think you can win really at anything.
T-Voss is, like I said, he's a shoot first, ask questions later kind of guy. So Clue doesn't really like get to him.
Speaking of board games, Tyler B texted me on the side wanted to play board games.
Okay.
He just starts I told him, yeah, do you want, like, if you want to play board games, you got to start it. So if he ever just, I think he's just looking for friends, you know?
Mhm.
Because I don't really know what he does on his own, but he's really looking forward to playing board games.
I like board games.
So if he asks, I guess we got to start coming.
Okay, I'll text him right now. Say, hey, buy Smash Up. I'll play it.
Smash Up? The fuck is that?
It's a good game.
What about Risk?
No, that's a bad game.
I've never played Risk.
Smash Up or Munchkins.
I don't want to play Munchkins. Munchkins is boring.
Munchkins fun
How often do you put your hands in your pants?
all the time.
So do I.
Yeah, it's warmer.
It feels safe, right?
Yeah.
I was doing that on the couch the other day. Sometimes I just have there's nothing sexual here,
Mhm.
but I just have my penis in my grasp the entire time.
Yeah.
And I told the girlfriend that. You do that too, right?
Not so much with my penis, but I'll like
Cup your balls and
I like
cup the whole package.
pick up my balls, drop them, pick them up, drop them.
Yeah, so you got a little thing.
Blah, 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 blah. Like I'll just like flick them around
By
a little
yourself?
bit. Yeah. Except sometimes when you move it around that much down there, sometimes you get a little bit chumped up. You
Yeah,
know?
I guess I gotta jerk off.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, I don't.
And it's not
Here,
in a
let me-
I don't start it in a sexual way.
Let me show
It's
you.
just like me just hanging out like on computer.
I
I'm just
literally
like-
will have here. I'll have my hand wrapped around it like this.
It's like holding hands with yourself. But you're not going to hold hands with yourself because that's weird.
I think it's to tell me like it's not going anywhere, buddy. We're staying right here.
Yeah.
And the girl never likes it.
No?
I don't
She
understand.
thinks it's like gross or something.
I don't know. It's fucking.
But she can just grab your dick all willy nilly.
Yeah, she's
It's
fucking.
she's just a dick hog.
Yeah, she takes dick. Too much dick, not enough for you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, give me some of that dick.
Yeah, let me get some of that dick. When you go in the shower sometimes,
Yeah.
my coworker asked me this today. Have you ever like put your hands together and made like a cup,
Yeah.
filled it up with water and just
Yeah.
dropped it?
Sure.
Or like sometimes like you put your arms like crisscross
Uh-huh.
over your body
Mhm.
and like just fill it up right there and then
Sure.
let it drop. You've done that a bunch, right?
Yeah, or you put bodies in there.
Yeah. Sometimes you like fill it up with like fucking nitroglycerin and you
Sure.
just throw bodies in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever do that?
Yeah, I have.
But he has this, he like brought that up and he was like, yeah, and girls don't do that. I was like, that's such a bold claim.
Girls do that.
Ask Elizabeth if she does it.
I've never done that.
That'd
Every
be
woman.
so funny if girls actually don't do that because he said it with certainty. He was like, you know that girls don't do that, right?
You know what?
And I was like, what do you mean by that? He goes, like I asked my wife and she doesn't do it. She's
so
like,
that's all of them.
she was like confused by
And
it.
she speaks for all women.
And I think that he also asked her sister. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I guess she never did that. But yeah, I mean, I do that all the time where I fucking just fill up some water and drop it on the ground.
What you just said reminded me when you're like, yeah, you've done that before, right?
Yeah.
That's how they get like serial murderers to admit to stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they start getting a friendship and they're like, dude, and like these fucking women, right?
Yeah.
And then the killers are like, yeah, dude, I know.
And like
And-
sometimes they run in their mouth and you're like, you got to fucking shoot them, right?
And he's like, let me tell you.
Finally.
That's how they,
Right.
and like
Somebody that sees what I see.
watching that Mindhunter show, and he's like, dude, you can barely tell that she's 15. He's like, that's what I'm saying. Like that's how they literally get
Really?
100%.
They try to make themselves seem relatable.
Yeah.
And then,
And then they're like, dude, finally,
Yeah.
I have like a companion.
yeah.
And that's really why, that's really where these incels started like breeding, is because they didn't have this like community before,
Yeah.
And now the internet just like
Everybody's like, yeah, no, girls are like.
what are those guys like?
They're actually pretty chill.
They're a cool bunch of
Like,
guys.
they're actually pretty chill. It's a good community.
And it really isn't their fault.
Yeah.
Like these women aren't fucking them.
I know. Like, it's not their fault that they're celibate. It's theirs. Yeah.
You know what I like to do with you? I like when you're around people, and I like talking dirty as if I'm you.
What do you mean?
Like, I like talking for your voice, right? Speaking for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, little fuck, bring that little pussy over. Like, I just like saying, like, come over here before I punish you. Like, I like saying stuff like that.
Okay.
It's funny to imagine you talking dirty to anybody.
You do ask me what dirty things.
Yeah, it makes me laugh so much.
Why?
It's just funny to think, because you are watching you horny and not get your way with women is funny, right? When you're just like, I had to get out of there. Like, another minute with her and I would have got hands. Like, and you start saying that, like, they didn't want to keep me at that wedding, or I was going to get in trouble.
I would have started acting up.
Yeah, you were going to make me act up, right? Yeah. So when you actually are getting down and dirty, right?
Yeah.
To think of you being like, you're fucking pussy so tight.
I'm gonna fucking get you out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck that little tight pussy. So you don't like saying that stuff. You just like imagine it. You like acting it out.
And I like improving words that you'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tight is one that I use a lot.
You use tight a lot?
Get the fucking tight little pussy.
It's fun, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's even more fun when I'm
with those tits in my fucking mouth.
You suck on those fucking titties. I really liked. I saw this TikTok of this lady, and she's like, breastfeeding just makes me want to like breastfeed the entire world. And then it was somebody did like a bald filter and was like, he goes, I'm a fucking baby. And I liked that a lot. And then there was one where he like wrapped himself in like a cloth, and he was like, who got some shit?
It is, yeah, I know. It's just so fun to think. I mean, that's what I love about people, is that everybody's kind of perverts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like you are like, to your core, you're a horny guy.
Yeah.
You're fucking horny.
Yeah.
And like
it's not low key.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that it's low key. I said to your core, you're horny.
Right.
Like everything about you, the end goal is
well.
sex.
The thing is, that's why it comes out so naturally for me.
Yeah.
I just have this like great sex appeal.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
Yeah.
You ever notice the sex appeal that I like?
You exude. Yeah. You exude sex appeal. Yeah.
And
like me, I'm just a heartthrob. Like I make bitches like
I know.
I make their heart flutter.
Uh-huh.
You make bitches wet.
Correct, dude.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's always what I've been going for.
Yeah.
I mean, they fucking explode with me.
But you were kind of cursed.
Why? Because I drive these women wild.
Because you were just born with that sex appeal.
Right. I know. And it's, you know what? It's a curse I'm willing to bear.
Yeah. It's very funny. Yeah, dudes are just all horny. Like even like from a young age, my coworker again goes, he tells me that his son, who's like 4 years old,
yeah,
goes up to his mom and goes, "Mommy, why did God make me love boobies so much?"
Thank God.
I know. It's like, dude, that's literally something that goes through my head.
I went up to my mom and I was like, "Why is my dick so hard?"
You said that the last time you saw her.
She's like, David, you can't keep saying I'm your fucking mom. All right.
Yeah, I went up to my mom and I was like, "Mom, I'm about to fucking
All right.
I'm about to jizz."
All right, we're done. That's it. We're out of here.